In this video, we're going to check out probably an area that you've forgotten about in your web hosting account and raid some of its stats. Hey there, Joomla fans. Tim Davis here. I'm a Joomla fan too. Thanks for tuning in to watch me work live stream number 80 here in the Basic Joomla YouTube channel, Basic Joomla Tutorials YouTube channel. And this video is brought to you by mysites.guru. Head on over to mysites.guru, get a free site audit for your Joomla site, and get your first month free using the coupon code BASICJoomla. Hey, I've got the window open. As you can see, it's nice weather here today. So if it's a little bit noisy in the background, just say so in chat, and I can head over there and close it. All right, so yes, today's topic. Probably in your web hosting account, most likely, there are some stats and tracking figures with the activity of your Joomla site. And I think sometimes we don't look in those very often. You know, we've got stats with Google Analytics and whatever other things are happening. And there are great Joomla extensions that will also let you know about stats. But every now and then, I like to look into those areas on my hosting site. So I thought we would do that today. We will raid the lost stats. So let's turn our attention over to the screen here. Hey, how do I do that? I forget. All right, here we go. Oh, that's why I've got this screen in the wrong place. All right, muscle memory, even in virtual stuff. Here we go. Like I said, head on over to mysites.guru and check it out. I have not done the update video too. Joomla 3.9.20 is out. So I'll hopefully be getting to that as well, and you'll see how I update multiple sites with mysites.guru. All right, so here we are in the hosting panel for one of my accounts, my cybersalt.org account. And it is probably one of my personally, it is my busiest site. And so in my hosting, I've got Cpanel hosting. That's what my company uses here, the company that I offer hosting with through and host my own stuff and my clients. If we head on down to the area of metrics, you see a bunch of stuff that you can check out. Visitors, errors, bandwidth, raw access, awstats, and Webalizer. So the two things that we're gonna look at today are the awstats and Webalizer. Very interestingly, these do actually take up a bit of space in your web hosting, the stats, but they are a quick way to see some things that are happening with your site. And of course, like I said, there's other tools. So the first thing that we will check out, I'm going to check, let's go awstats, because my favorite one I think is Webalizer, but we'll see. So we'll click on awstats, and something new is that their stats are separated now for each domain and subdomain. Am I in the right place? Yes, each domain and subdomain on your account, of your web hosting account, and whether you're using an SSL certificate with that subdomain or not. So here we go, cybersalt.org. I want to see the stats for SSL. Okay. That was a cement truck, but that's a dump truck. Okay, so basically everything is separated by a month. The stats here. So why don't we just take a look at, let's check out June. Looks like it was kind of jumped up big there. We can maybe even see why. But so we have some basic information here. So up here in the top left, we're going to click and drop down on June. And look, you can go at other years as well. But we'll look at June 2020 here. And so as we look at June, we'll see days of the month in June, what traffic was like, you know, again, you can get those graphs from Google Analytics, the number of visits, the number of pages and hits. And sometimes, you know, I think that these stats sort of keep track of things a bit differently than Google Analytics. So, but I'm not so much worried about the number of visits and things happening here. I do think that probably I might have a jumper on Father's Day because I have a bunch of content for Father's Day on the site. Interestingly, you'll see here on days of the week, I get the most traffic on Thursdays and Sundays. That's when I send out a large newsletter, pretty much for the time of day. 5 o'clock in the morning seems to be a pretty busy time. Again, That's probably when my list is going out, and I often feature links to my site in the list. All right, all very interesting. Countries where the excuse me. Oh, now I got to stay inside for 2 more weeks. There are, so here's a breakdown of the countries, also the bandwidth that is going from those visits. Then we get down into hosts, different IPs that are accessing the site. That's very interesting. Now, notice in here, this is just top 25. Same here. You actually, there's 48,897 unknown, 14,387 unique visitors. So we could click full list here and get like an insane amount of data. From IPs that are accessing. So there's always more expandable. But we have our hosts there, authenticated users, other logins, and our anonymous users, whatever that is. Which spiders are visiting your site? Bingbot, Googlebot, SEM, Rushbot. How many hits? 144,000. Oh, I don't know, plus 262. I think that's some way of showing that there's like way more hits than just 144,000. If you know what the plus 262 or plus 37 is, just type it in chat there and let us know. But you'll see a bunch of other things. And now this is where it gets really helpful, because suppose one of these down here is just a pain. Sometimes search engine bots do not play nicely with your site, and instead of coming just downloading a little bit, they just download everything and make a huge dump and can really slow down your site. And so you can maybe we'll visit this topic down the road, but some of these spiders you might want to block them in your htaccess and keep them from using up your bandwidth or doing things. Trillion. Okay. Betsy thinks it means trillion or plus 000 in thousands. Okay. Yeah, I think you're right, Bjorn. It's obviously something. Yeah. I think you're right. It's showing that there's a much larger number happening there. So for instance, megaindex.ru here. Maybe you look into that. Who knows? Maybe you don't want that spider in your site. And these are just the top 25. There's 81 different ones. Again, you can probably get these stats from other things that you have on your site. Maybe Google Analytics will show this. But you have them right handy, right in your hosting account, if your host has information like this. Now, visit durations, how long people are visiting on your site. That's often referred to as a bounce rate. Well, not necessarily bounce rate, because maybe maybe someone will go to 2 pages on your site in 30 seconds. But 74% to this site are only there for 0 to 30 seconds, which does not really bother me because I have a lot of pictures on there, and how long does it take to look at a picture? Look at this, an hour plus 1,200 visits were on my site for more than an hour. Those are obviously people that fell asleep reading something that I wrote. So anyways. All right, so let's see. Let me just move this microphone down here a bit. Yeah, okay, so the file type that is being called, what's the breakdown? Look at this. The most is a call for JavaScripts and hits to JavaScripts. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, font files. Only 2 to a WOFF2 font file. I think that is from me taking off the Rocket theme template. Which we did in a previous live stream, and going with Asteroid. We could actually go back and look at previous months and see if that has dropped down, the call to that. Downloads. What are the top files that have been downloaded? Here there's 11. It's showing the top 10. Ads.txt, app ads.txt. This is something that Google looks for. Data admin allow URL.txt. Okay, it's looking. I don't know what that file is. But here's some MP3s that I know are on a funny page. They were viewed twice. Here's a story. Somehow I have a MP3 loaded up there in stories and images. See, this is another cool thing of looking at the stats for your web hosting, and that you might see, oh, what is that file? Oh, that's, I wonder what that is. If it's content you've forgotten about, you may want to check out and see where it goes. You could then, of course, go into your Joomla site and search for this particular file in the database and find out what content it's in. But anyways, we have 11 here. Images, SWF, some flash in there once, and it's a zip file. Interesting. So that might be something you want to check out. Again, all this information just there for you to look at and see. All right, so let's see. Page URL, top 25 pages that are called in the full list. There's actually 6,700 different ones. Now, Bjorn, you said it says in the text below. Is that the text underneath? Oh, yeah, okay. Numbers. Oh, numbers after plus are successful hits on robots.txt files. Oh, okay. So actually, yeah, so here, BingBot has made 144,000 hits on the site, plus 262 successful hits on the robots.txt file. Bjorn, thank you for reading. It's such a great skill to have, and I should practice it a little more often. All right, so let's go back to top URLs. The top URL is index.php, which is not surprising because that is a part of just about every non-SCF URL that gets called for in Joomla. Mod Raxo, this is a thumbnail tool that I have on my site. So basically, it's always displaying thumbnails, so I expect that that would be high. Bubble Shooter, that is a game that I have on my site. In fact, it's not a download though, it's you play it live. It's actually a Flash game, and it's been great traffic for my site. One of the things that makes me sad, hello Sushio, good to see you. One of the things that makes me sad about Flash going away at the end of this year, and there's very few things, is that that game will no longer be on my site. It is being played millions of times. So Bubble Shooter, oh, and look, Games Bubble Shooter, that's the URL. And here is actual calling for the actual download of the game. And I have some other games, Colored Bricks. So this is really going to change the flow of my site. These games that I had on there really brought a lot of traffic. I was able to send people to them through my newsletter, and people enjoyed playing them and played every day. And I had ads on there, and I made a little bit of money off of having those games on there. But times change, and we have to change with them, especially when you take away the stuff that runs them. Okay, this plugin system, BF Network, this is Blue Flame Network. That's Phil Taylor's audit tool. On the file that runs an audit is used to run an audit from mysites.guru, and so you'll see it was called 1,100 times in June, which is good. I have it set to just constantly audit and be looking for things. Anyways, lots of other URLs here. So, you can kind of look down here and say, hey, what's going on? Of course, every time I see these .swf files, I realize, okay, there's a change coming that I'm going to have to make to my site. So that with the Flash going away, so that's good. Funblog AMP. I should see if that AMP page still works, because I don't think I have AMP. Amplified mobile pages set up on my amplified mobile pages set up on my on some of my pages. Supposedly Google was going to, or is, showing mobile pages that are in AMP format because they're faster. I don't know where it's at, but I have a love-hate relationship, a love-hate forget relationship with that. Bjorn says you can try to change them to HTML5. Yeah, they tried to change games to HTML5, maybe. Although these are games that, I wouldn't know how to do that. And there's I don't know. We'll see. Something to look into, though. Oh, there you go. Let's see. You've got a video there. which we will check out in a little while about Flash. Cool. All right, so a quick glimpse of what's happening on your site is in different files and things that maybe you need to take care of, things that you've done, just bring to mind. Here's operating systems. So 52% are using Windows, 12% unknown, 12% Mac, Linux, and then a bunch of little ones down here. BSD, that's a server language, I think. Browsers, Google Chrome, Firefox, Mozilla, unknown Safari, 8% Safari, Microsoft Internet Explorer, 5%, Edge, only 3.7%, Opera, 0.8%. All right. Okay. Now, what site? Now, this is where it gets sort of interesting, and kind of also where I got the idea for today's topic, because someone in the Joomla Facebook group said that they were getting huge hits to a URL, and they're trying to figure out what sites were linking to it. And I know SH404 SCF will keep track of stats like that, but it really fills up the database quickly as well if you leave it running for too long. And that made me think about this area in the stats, because here you can see connecting to the site from direct address, typing it in, bookmark, or a link in an email, or links from an internet search engine, and then so you'll see google.com, Microsoft Windows Live. So these are how people found this particular website, through searching. Good information. YouTube, Yahoo Catch-all, UK search, US search, just the Yahoo search.yahoo.com, Microsoft Windows Live. So yeah, I see, hey, look at that. Half of my traffic comes from Windows Live. Maybe I should pay more attention to Microsoft Windows Live or Bing and figure out what the difference is between Bing and Microsoft Windows Live. Maybe I can do a little bit of tweaking and get even more traffic from that, which is nice, because if I'm going to lose traffic from losing games, maybe there's some things I can tweak here. Also, before the pandemic, one of my goals was to convert this site over to run ads for my own business, for my own services, instead of just doing the AdWords, Google AdSense. So I think, maybe I could revisit that and get some more bang for my buck, my investment, my time investment on this site, which is not very much lately. And then we get down to what's really interesting, and that is links from an external page and other websites except search engines. So it's nice, they separate them. So you'll see mysites.guru, 1,471. So I've gotten traffic from mysites.guru, and it looks like, let's see, 1,400, and these numbers, 2 columns. What? Actually, let's click on full list. Maybe the columns will work out better. Oh yeah, okay. So mysites.guru, 1,470 pages, 38.3%, 1,470 hits. So mysites.guru, and if I click there, has a link to my cybersalt.org site on, it looks like on all of Phil's pages. Thank you very much, Phil. And its referral traffic from people coming over is 38%, 1,470 hits. Okay. Then there's webmail.bell.net app suite. Who knows what that is? Although webmail, it looks like maybe there's someone that regularly opens their mail and clicks on links to my site here. Or maybe there's something on webmail.net app suite that links to me. So if we click on that, let's see what that does. Oh, so this is something someone is logging in and reading my mail regularly, and it sees it as an external page that has a link to me. Comcast.net error, 240 pages. Interesting. Who knows what the deal is with that? Page that you're looking for can't be found. I don't know how that would be. Maybe it's a mystery. What happens is, though, you start to get down. I hope those trucks aren't burned. That was a cement truck. I think it was a cement truck. in the corner of my eye. Socialmediaseo.net. Darius Rucker splitting up his wife after 20 years of marriage. So how am I? Maybe somebody has shared one of my links on here and that has brought traffic. Now it doesn't show how, but some of these other pages, some of these other links are more specific. Now you're going to notice that there's a lot of webmail things in here, and that's from me sending out my newsletter. But if there was one site that was really hammering you, and we've looked at this in a previous Watch Me Work live stream, really stealing bandwidth from you by using one of your files, say pulling an image from your hosting and embedding it on their page, that would also show up too, possibly here somewhere else. That's just come back to my memory right now. Let's see here. There's cybersalt.org CDN AMP project. Yeah, 404. That's not. Who knows what is going on there? We're getting into small numbers there. Anyways, really, the benefit of these things is see what the biggest things are that are having the greatest impact on your site, and look for them. So for so interesting. I'll have to see what cybersalt.org URL is that Phil is linking to on his site. Hey Chuck, good to see you today. All right, so let's just click back here. So that's links from an external page. So other stats that we can raid, other info that we can raid from these forgotten stats. Search key phrases, 371 different key phrases. So somehow someone has searched for Amazon and ended up on my site. That's interesting. I know at the bottom of my page I have a little link for shopping on Amazon. This is not saying that I get 10% of everyone searching for Amazon. It's just I've had 100 people searching for Amazon. Cybersalt Bubble Shooter, those are the people looking for the game. Inbox, in fact, I'm going to guess that that's someone who, instead of bookmarking the page, actually types it in Google every day to play the game, or at least 47 times last month. Inbox, True Bubble Shooter, Cybersalt, cybersaltbubbleshooter.com. So there's, again, someone looking for the game. I'll tell you, Bubble Shooter's been good to me. Site, www.cybersalt.org, and there are other phrases. So again, you can get this information from Google, and I think probably Google Analytics or Search Console, when it shows you what phrases have been searched, might give you more information in this. But still, these are sitting here, just waiting for you to look at. Search keywords, 701 different keywords. Cybersalt Bubble jokes. Cybersaltbubbleshooter.com. Oh, these are just single words here, even if they're divided by a period. And there's 701 Cybersalt Bubble jokes. You know, the other thing too is that if you see what people are searching for and how what they're finding you, and you might want to put more content on like that. All right, miscellaneous successful hits on favicon.ico or favicon.ico. 8,500 out of 8,500 successful out of 14,000 visitors successfully hit the favicon icon. So maybe now I am using a template that doesn't use favicon.ico. It uses a JPEG, and that is an asteroid template. So maybe this is something the stats is just when it looks for a page, it looks for that favicon ICO. That's interesting. I have we've covered on the channel videos about updating your favicon. Favicon is important, Ivor, because it's this little thing up in the top left corner of your tab. Your browser tab. So that's the It's just nicer than just having a generic one up there. So I think that is just a branding thing. Also, if you bookmark a page, let's see here. Remember on Monday we looked at share secret one time, and in the bookmark you'll see here we've got relay that, and their favicon, user back, the checker. Now here's 3 sites that don't have favicon, so we just get the world, and share secret. I don't know if it's only cosmetic, but it is great cosmetics. And so, for instance, if I go to share secret, I just click on this menu here, and I know, oh, it's that one because it's red. So it's just a navigating thing, a branding thing. And that said too, because pages browsers look for it if it's missing, it counts as a 404. And I think you don't want that for your page speed. It's a super small file, so I would just make sure that it's there. So this makes me curious why only 59% find it. Is it because 59% of my site doesn't actually have a favicon.ico? That would be worth checking into. In fact, let me just make myself, yes, I'm making myself a note here, but favicon.ico always have. We'll check that out. We'll look in a little bit. And then miscellaneous, JavaScript disabled, browsers with JavaScript support. There's just no information on any of that. Bredsy says I probably have it as a PNG file, and that's possible. And Ivor says yes, you see it in HTTP status codes. And Chuck says just put favicon.ico in your images folder. Possibly. It just depends where they're looking at it. Let's just take a little side jog here. Let's go to cybersalt.org, which is the site. And we can see, okay, so I've got that home page. So in the tab up there, I've got my favicon, whatever. Man, I'm tired even just saying it. All right, so let's view the page source. And we'll go F3, FAV. Oh, that's right. I do have it as a PNG. Very interesting. And so I would want to change that to ICO. Now here, though, it says linkref favicon.io relative short icon. So here's another relative short icon. So I wonder if different browsers are having problems finding different, some see the PNG and some don't. Bjorn says put the template main folder. Yes, that's where it is here. Images. Oh, no, I've got it in images, JD Stylo, favicon.png. Now, did I put it in there? Or where is it? Oh, look at that. It's not even showing up. All right. Oh, something to... the ICO is in the template folder. Yeah, although right here it's relative. Yeah, maybe I don't have it in that. Right here I've got it set up for / it's showing favicon.ico and it's not in any folder. So that's the two places. So that's probably what's going on. So cool. Another thing that we can get from those stats. All right, let's head back. Where are we here? Okay. And a bunch of other stuff not happening here. JavaScript disabled. Okay. Status codes. All right. So I have 197 plus hits to 301s, which say they've moved permanently. which probably seems kind of high, but the reality is that this is a very old site and there's a lot of old URLs out there. And so I've rewritten a lot of them, and I always say permanently moved, use the 301. And I think the good search engines will honor that, but the bad ones just keep serving up the old links. And of course, if someone has linked to your site in one of their pages and forgotten about a long time ago, you're constantly going to have that. So it's a large site, not surprisingly. See other document. 64,000. All right. What's error 303? What is code? What is error code 303? Indicates that the webinar has expired. No. Web page. No. Let's see. Come on now. Don't. Error. Oh. Of course, I got 8 in there. Okay. Error codes and messages for webinars 404. What is error code 404? Let's try that. Oh, in Zoom web page. Duh. I must have selected this. What is error code 403? And of course, I'm not going to look at chat because I'm trying to figure out error code 303. Okay. Hypertext protocol 303, other redirect response code. Redirect status response code indicates that the redirects don't link to the newly updated resources, but to another page, such as a confirmation page or an upload progress page. This response code is usually sent back as a result of put or post. The method used to display this redirected page is always get. That's all right. 303 page. That might be another good topic. Obviously, so something is happening. Something is happening. Let's see. Let's try this one. No, that's for 403 forbidden client. Oh, that's 403. Why? This really jumps around, doesn't it? How to fix it? Windows registry, error code 33 in startup. Here, let's see what Wikipedia says. It's a way to redirect web applications to a new URL, particularly HTTP post. 303 response to a GET request indicates that the origin server does not have a representation of the target resource that can be transferred by the server over HTTP. However, the location field value refers to a resource that is descriptive of the target source, such that making a retrieve request on the other resource might result in representation that is useful to recipients without implying that represents the original target source. You think this is just an HTTP thing? Let's try HTTPS 303. HTTPS 303. Error. It just says HTTP 303. Let's just see what this person says. The requested resource can be found at another URI address using the GET method. 303, see other code, is typically provided in response to a post or put or delete method request, which indicates to the client that the server successfully received the data associated with the request, and the client should send a new GET request to the new URI it was provided by the server. Problem is server side. Okay, so this is something else to look in. Ivor says indicates that the server sends the response to direct the client to get the requested resource to another URL with a GET request. Okay, so maybe what is happening there is that 64,000 times a request was asked and it said, no, get it, send it again and try again this address. And I wonder if maybe that is URLs that are set up for HTTP, because I do force HTTPS. Maybe it's that. Or maybe it's calls that are looking for non-www URLs, because I do force everything to go through the www. All right. Document found 404. Hits on favicon excluded. So I've got 5% of 404 errors coming up. Now, this might not be... that does sound bad, but don't forget, a lot of hacking attempts will bring up a 404 error as well. So this is definitely something you always want to keep on track of. You know, my favorite tool for that is SH404SCF, although you can certainly, if you're using the core redirects tool in Joomla, that will show you URL 404s that are being called, and maybe you can create redirections for them. Internal server error, 2400. That's 0.9%. 1% of the status codes are that. That's not 1% of that's not 1% of traffic, just of the status codes. So, what is the error there? I'm not sure. Although you can check your error logs for internal server errors. Partial content forbidden. Just a bunch of things here. Okay. Unknown. Server is busy. 503. Those usually happen if I change something in the PHP settings and I try to refresh the page, get 503 right away. So, all right. So that's Advanced Web Statistics, awstats. So lots of things to take. You know, check it out. There's a little bit of extra, a little bit of behind the scenes right on your server, on your hosting. If you're hosting, if the company you're with is offering that. Let's just go back and see. Oh, look, it's offering me back to 2016. Yeah, I got a lot of stats on here. And, you know, I'm a bit of a stack junkie, stackaholic. So this is this all takes up space in your web hosting account. And let's see. Old AW stats. That's another idea for a live stream. Going in and getting rid of some of these old things for freeing up space. So yeah, we got right back to 2015. And that might actually be when 2015. That might actually be when I started. If you hear that thumping, you know my grandson's here for the summer. That might actually be when I started running my own server. 2015? Yeah, possibly. So I've got stats right back to when I started running my own server. And that's actually was a VPS. But when you migrate a Cpanel account, everything, if you migrate the whole thing, all your stats get carried over. So analog stats is good, but a little different. Yeah, maybe we'll check that out as well, Ivor. For now, all right. So that's AW stats. Let's go back to, whoops. Okay, I think we're getting close there. Oh, okay. So this is where I want to go back. All right, let's just close some tabs here, just so it doesn't get too crazy. Okay. All right, so now we go down to metrics. We looked at AW stats. Now let's check out Webalizer. And again, we have the same thing. Pick a domain or subdomain and whether you're using an SSL certificate. So for instance, cybersalt.org, if I go view, there should be no traffic there. Apparently there is. So how is there getting traffic to www.cybersalt.org? Interesting. To check that out. Now, all right, well, let's see. Let's look at the SSLs, though, just to keep things consistent. Maybe these are the same. Let's just check. 50,034 there. And no, it's less. All right. Let's check that out. I'm going to make another note there. Still HTTP traffic. Those might actually be static pages that I have that are not in Joomla, because I still have a lot of those. So I force the SSL URL in Joomla, but maybe I have static pages that's not there. It may be redirecting to SSL as well. That's a good point. That's a good point, Bjorn. Maybe they are. So that's something we could check out. All right, view. Again, you end up with some months here. This only shows you, from what I can see, is the previous 12 months, from what it looks like. And we could always check up here. Here's usage 2002-06. Let's go 2019-06. Let's see if there's something there. Oh, there you go. There's the old stats there. So they are there. We just only have a link on this page here to the last 12 months. But we can type in the URL up there. All right, so let's go June 2020. Same thing. Total hits, total files, total pages, total visits. Now, you might want to just turn off one of these stats, so they're AW stats or Webalizer. Make a note there. Choose. There might be a way to just turn that off in your account. I don't know if there is or not. I have to look into it. And so that you're not using up space for duplicate information. But here we go. Hits per hour, hits per day, files per day, pages per day, blah, 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 blah. Same stuff. Here's our codes. Here they've got 303, 64,000 is pretty accurate. To the other one, daily usage. And what have we got here? All right, so we've got the code here. Green hits, blue files, dark blue files, light blue pages, yellow visits, sites, and kilobytes. Okay. Hourly usage, we've seen that before. And here's the stats per day for June 2020. There's only stuff for 23 days there. All right. Total URLs, top 30 of 50,000 URLs. So there's the root, which is probably index.php. The way it's shown here, modules. This is interesting. This is an article that my mom wrote. My mom's Diane Davis, and it got a lot of traffic last month. So, you can always click on these links and see it. It's something she wrote, Invisible Man. And interesting. All right. Whoops, a daisy. Oh, that took us right out. I thought it opened up in a new tab. Okay, and then templates, JD Style. Here's JavaScript that's being called. JD Style, CSS style, and then this is a CSS file there. Lots of CSS stuff and JavaScript here for JD Store. Okay, so media source code. Okay, there's another JavaScript. I do not see anywhere where we can click to see all the URLs, so maybe it's the other one that's my favorite. Top URLs by bytes. And that is the source code URL is the most. Almost 1 gigabyte. Is that right? 991,000 bytes, megabytes. Yeah, so that's 990 megabytes. Almost a gigabyte. RS Ticket Pro is very high here because I have a cron running on that. I don't even need it on that particular site though, so I could probably take that off. because I use RSticket Pro on my business site now. So there you go. I could save myself some activity by uninstalling that help desk system. Cool. Okay, so entry pages, root, bubble shooter, colored bricks, administrator, games. No, thank you. Remember, I have a tutorial from years ago how create a no thanks.html page, and then if someone's trying to log into WordPress or keeps pounding on a certain URL, do a redirect and htaccess just to that, and it saves it going through Joomla, which has to access the database. So that's what that is. Feeds, interesting. Feed Atom and feed RSS, and funny pictures. Okay, Ivor says to disable some stats program, you have to have root or WHM access. Yeah, I suspected that. Might be something that your server host has to do. And I don't know if you can just do it for one account or not. But that's something I'll look into. Total sites. All right, Googlebot. 88 keys by the sea, 538 visits. Well, that's pretty cool because that is my wife's website. So why is it? Maybe it's pulling. Oh, maybe it's pulling an image off of there. I'd have to check and see. I don't mind though. And look, although total sites by kilobytes, 88 keys by the sea, 538 visits, and no, it's a big file there. So there's something that she has on her site that is linking to this. Very interesting. And I could find that by going into her Joomla site and searching for cybersalt.org. Ivor's got var cpanel users account name file for disable for account. Okay. But Ivor, is that for just that looks file and add settings for the stat packages. Skip analog, skip awstats, skip Webalizer. Okay. So there is a way to do and you can just disable it for an account. Oh my goodness. What a gem you are. I'm gonna have to copy that. You could actually make a choice. Okay, I'm speaking to Ivor, myself, and anyone else there, I guess, who was running a server and who was selling hosting. You could make a choice for your clients as to which one they're going to get. And that would take the load off of your server. It would save them space. It's interesting because when you're offering hosting to people and you're selling hosting to them, you can't really just make decisions for them. So, for instance, I have a friend who actually has a reseller account on my server, and he had a very large email company in his town, like 1,000 different email users, and so he shut that down. A few people still use it, but everybody is still sending mail to these old addresses, and so his cPanel is configured so that any unrouted mail goes to the main account for the main mailbox for his account, which is just a system box. And so I looked the other day, it has 52,000 emails in it, and it has 6 gigabytes. So I thought, I know he doesn't want those emails. I know it's just a misconfiguration, but still it's I need to, I contacted him. I need to hear from him. If he says, I don't want those, can you change it? Then I'll delete them for him. But I just can't, ethically, it's his account, so he should be able, he should make that decision and do it. That said, if it reached a crisis point, I probably, because he is my friend, if it was creating problems for his business and he's away right now, then I probably would just delete them because I know he doesn't want them. Or I could delete a bunch that were just spam ones. But yeah, so anyways, 6 gigabytes. And of course, for me as a host, 6 gigabytes means that If it gets backed up, if I keep if I keep 3 days of backups on the server, that 6 gigabytes quickly turns into 18 gigabytes just in the backup space. And I know it's stuff he doesn't want. But anyways, hosting problems. All right, so refers, direct requests, 66% of people go directly to here. 70,000 hit Bubble Shooter. Hit cybersalt.org. All right, so 250, but again, this is all that you get. Just those 250. But probably don't necessarily need all of them anyways. Obviously, it's keeping track of them, though. Keeping track of the count. Total user agents. All right, here at Mozilla 5. The semrush.com bot. 213,000 hits. Bing, Ahrefs, robot, interesting, Mozilla compatible. This is Bing bot. I wonder if this is actually Google or user agent. Oh, sorry, these are browsers. Okay, so usage by country, get a nice little graph. So obviously this is not as robust as the other one. So awstats is what I like. There's your top. There. 144 countries. Now, and this goes by com, net, unknown, Germany, Canada, Australia, Hungary. Okay. All right, now, Bjorn mentioned analog stats. Let's take a look at those. Visitors, what do I have? Oh, raw access. Raw access, cybersalt.org. Raw access logs. Raw logs may only contain a few hours worth of data because they're discarded after the system processes them. If archiving is enabled, the system archives the raw data. Okay, so these are your raw stats, and then the system processes them. And then you end up with, oh, look at all these logs over here, right back to January. Interesting. So there might be some archive raw logs. Archive raw logs. Cpanel stats. Clear up some space there. Yeah. All right, but let's see. Current ones at cybersalt.org, SSL. Let's look. Oh, and this is for downloading. All right. Do we want to download them? Why not? Let's download them, see what they look like. Let's go to delete and SSL. Okay, like that. We'll open up that file. It is that. So that's open. Or it's going to open a notepad on my screen on the right here. This is just like watching the Matrix stream. Here we go. Uptime Robot. Okay, this is Uptime Robot checking to see if the site is up. July 15th, 5:12. Yeah, and then we go down to the bottom. July 15th at 11:56. Yep. Funny picture car. Funny car pictures. Suburban Space Shuttle from a Facebook comment. That's good to see. GMC Suburban Space Shuttle, Facebook. Yeah. Oh, someone's obviously shared that on Facebook. Excellent. Funny dog pictures of dog hydrant. So, Apple WebKit, Gecko Chrome. There's the IP that they called from, the time, the image. So it's taking these raw stats, and then these must be what gets put into the other stats program. Yeah, can I export them to a CSV? I think you probably can, because we've got lines here. Possibly. But again, we can just wait a little bit. You know, the other thing too is that I think these the activity that's happening on the site, you can actually I can follow what's happening on the server and just find a URL that's accessing it, or maybe a denial of service thing or that. But anyways, all right. So let's close that. Keep it. No, I'm gonna close that. Configure logs. Archive log files to your home directory after the system processes statistics. The system currently processes logs every 24 hours. Remove the previous month's archive logs from your home directory at the end of each month. So that's something we could do for setting. I'll look at that later on. And we just wonder where those logs are stored. Anyways. Well, these would be stored somewhere in the file manager. Okay, anything else to see here? No. So let's just see. Let's just finish up metrics, visitors. Check that out. Anyways, we're just looking at bandwidth, at stats today. So we'll maybe, okay, so we got raw access, bandwidth, awstats. I wonder if that's Chait Madan calling me. I should just tell him, let's see here. What's the matter? Oh, did this actually, hey man. I thought I hung up on you. Yeah, I hear you. I'm doing a live stream. Do you want to say hi to the people? Here, I'll hold you, here, I'll hold the phone. No, hold on. Count to 3 and then you can say hi. I'll hold up the microphone here. All right.
Hi.
There you go. I'll talk to you later. Bye. All right. I thought I hung up on him. I was going to tell him on Skype here that I was doing a live stream. But all right. So, let's see. I guess this fits in. Let's see what else have we got here. All right, so metrics, visitors. What do we got here for visitors? Cybersalt.org, SSL. Oh, okay. From 11:30 to 11:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. today. Oh, this is interesting. I've never looked in here. The URL. The byte, the referring URL. Let's see here. Oh, status method, referring URL. Agent. Okay, so this is actually showing at 12 p.m. It's not 12 p.m. yet. Oh, it is 12 p.m. here. Huh. I have never, ever looked in here. There's Chaitin in chat. Under Files tab in Cpanel, you have disk usage. Yes. Oh, that's one of my favorite ones, Ivor. But it's not stats, so we'll do it another time. Funny car pictures. Is this showing real time, or do I have to refresh? Oh, here's a refresh. This lets you see what's happening on your site right now. That's very cool. What files are getting called. So here's JD Stylo, Bootstrap, stuff like that, components, connect. So everything that's being called and who the IP is. That's very neat. Huh. And let's see how many pages we have here. 40 pages of 25. Let's go to 100. 10. 10 times 100 is 1,000. So it's showing it, the reporting period is in the last half hour. Okay. In the previous half hour. Very cool. All right, so we're rating, hey, that's very cool. We're rating lost. Oh, okay, well then let's see here. That answers our question, cybersalt.org. Who's visiting cybersalt.org? Oh, and look, it's all URLs that are reset settings. Oh, very interesting. That's very interesting because now these are quotes. I wonder if. Okay, so these are things that would go out. Mike. Okay. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about here. But that's interesting that a lot of these calls are here reset settings. And same IP here. Oh, lots of things to look into. But something is calling HTTP reset settings here. Because this is cybersalt.org, not non-SSL. And there's less traffic there. And what is the OpenSiteExplorer.org.bot? Oh, that's who the user agent is. So this OpenSiteExplorer.org is looking for HTTP. Interesting. So who is OpenSiteExplorer.org? Let's see. Let's go up here. Remember, because earlier we were looking, okay, this is Mozilla's Link Explorer. Highly accurate link tool lets you check the backlink profile and domain authority of any site. Oh. Let's do cybersalt.org. Oh, need free account. All right. Let's see. I better jog that down. Moz.com. Link Explorer. Now, why they're accessing HTTP instead of HTTPS, who knows? Oh, yes, they're talking in chat here that, yes, Chayton and I are speaking at the London Joomla user group on Thursday. We're voting in the 21st. Yes. And Chayton says we're going to be wearing masks and talking bull about WordPress. That was his joke, yeah. No, who knows what we'll be talking about. I think everyone just wants to know the true secret behind the relationship of Chatham. That's what they're wondering. All right. So that's going to be something else to check out. But, again, these are the stats that make you, that get us on these trails to see what's going. Because maybe I would much rather have the traffic that site is doing checking out HTTPS. So I could actually maybe even probably block a refer Open Site Explorer there, so they just don't spider that HTTP. If we look in cybersalt.org SSL and search that, see, they're not spidering. They're not spidering HTTPS. They're only spidering HTTP, and that's where all the traffic is coming from. Yes, it's a bromance. It's a bromance, Chatham and I. Chatham. Okay, so. All right, so that's visitors. What else? Let's look at some other things here. Metrics, errors. Do I want to show errors? I don't know if I want to show errors. Let me just see what's in errors. All right, I'll call you when we're done, Chatham. Let's see here. Let's go chat on right for now. Let me just click on errors and see if it tells me, gives away anything that we don't want. Okay. All right. Yeah, I can show you this. All right. Let's go back to right computer screen. All right. So we're going to check on errors. And we'll see here that cannot serve directory home, csalt.com, cybersalt.net, no matching directory index. Now, this is interesting because the account that this error is showing is actually for the account, should be csalt, C-S-A-L-T. My other account, csalt.com, I have my cybersalt.com stuff in there and cybersalt.net, but something is mixed up, and I'm not surprised. Because I moved that cybersalt.net around. Same thing here, fcp.cybersalt.com. That's a test site that I had put on my site for a client, and And I put that in there, and I don't need it there anymore because I've moved it over. So obviously I've got some things that are still in there in the web server. So I should spend some time here and just fix that up, eh? Yeah. All right. Well, that's cool because as I fix these errors, other ones will move up to the top because this shows, I think it shows the last 100. All right. And look at that. No SUXX error log messages. Hopefully that's a good thing. All right. That was error messages. Bandwidth. In the last 24 hours, this is just for this account. Last night from 6 to 9 was very busy, and then it dropped down. And the past year, so this kind of lets you see what is and this looks like for all domains. And something went up towards the end of May. And I don't know what that would be. But if we can we see look, we can see bandwidth by domain. Oh man, I like shiny stuff. Just out of curiosity, how many people are listening to me? Oh yeah, there you go. Four viewers right now. Don't believe me. Nerds liking graphs. It is PR account. What's PR? Hello, Imran. Good to see you. Cybersalt.org. So that's July. Let's go back. And we want to see what the jump was in May. So let's go back to May here and see who did the big jump here. Oh, SMTP. All right. Oh, and this is HTTP. All right. So let's see here. Not much of a jump there. In May for cybersalt.org. Was it this one? Nope. No. Was it... oh, look at this. Oh, this is a big jump there, though. Oh, it was... 22. No. 2. A big jump in SMTP for that. Maybe I sent out a couple of emails with large images in them, larger than normal images. That's possible. Because the jump is in SMTP traffic. Towards into June it's high, and here it's a little bit up. So oh, it's public relations. I don't know. I don't know what Ivor means by PR there. Private account. I don't know. December. Look at this December. All traffic, for the most part, for bandwidth was that. Barely anything for this other site here. Okay. Anyways, very interesting information. Okay, bandwidth, raw access, Webalizer. I do not do FTP stuff, and so there's barely any FTP stuff happening here. Looks like something happened in May. 20 hits. It's not surprisingly very much unused. Whoops. And what else? Webalizer, that's the same thing. It's going to be Webalizer FTP. Metrics editor. Okay, this function allows you what stats programs do you use when viewing site statistics, if you're allowed to do so. This icon indicates that the stats program is locked by the administrator. So it looks like I can give permission for people to turn on or off things, which I will look into. All right, well, all right, that's through the metrics. Those are the often forgotten stats tools that you have with your web hosting account. I've just looked at Cpanel. I don't know what other products have. I don't know if, I'm not sure how many stats like a GoDaddy or other hosting companies would allow, but that's the ones that are there. So, and look at that, just like pretty much a whole page of ideas, not only for topics for videos, but things I should check out on my site. So, a good practice to rate those. Now, let's see. Go chat on right. I know further up here, Bjorn shared a link here about Flash. Okay, so I'm going to click this. How to convert Flash ads that may be blocked from automatically playing by browsers. Okay, let's just check that out. Okay. Oh, and you posted it again for me. Thank you. All right. Let's go right computer screen. Let's go here and let's just check this out. Transform your Flash digital assets to mobile-friendly formats, simple to complex content conversions, including labs and simulations. Request a quote now. Let's see what these Hurix people are doing here. Flash course, Flash games, convert Flash-based games, activities, and simulations to HTML5 with compatibility across all desktop and mobile platforms. Cost-effective. Hurix expertise in Flash to HTML5. They've converted content screens, simulations, activities, 200 games and labs. Now, the bubble shooter game that I have is not mine, but it does not have a copyright on the version that I'm using either. So I'm not sure I could really just get that converted. But all right, but obviously there's some ways to do that, so that's cool. Learn how to convert Flash ads. See how you convert your existing Flash ads to Canvas and optimize them for use on any modern browser. Learn how to convert Flash ads. All right, so this is a video.
With browsers beginning to block Flash ads from automatically playing, now is a great time to look at the existing capabilities within Flash Professional CC to convert and optimize content for HTML5 Canvas output. Here we have a very short animation. And right now, this is an ActionScript 3 based FLA file. So when we actually go and test, it outputs a SWIFT for playback in Flash Player. Let's go ahead and convert this for HTML5 Canvas. We can just go to Commands, Convert to Other Document Formats, and choose HTML5 Canvas, and hit OK. This process creates a Canvas-based document for us to work in. You'll notice in our output window, since we did have some ActionScript on our last frame, it lets us know that frame scripts have been commented out, although everything in the timeline is exactly as it was inside of our ActionScript 3 document. To have a look at the actions, we'll select that last frame and open our actions to see that indeed our ActionScript has been commented out. However, quick access to the code snippets panel, we'll have a look inside of actions. Click to go to the
all right, well, something to learn if
inside here,
you need to do that.
We can remove our
just imagine that that's going to be as when Flash dies at the end of this year, or is it like December? Well, that's the end of the year. When Flash dies, this is going to be an opportunity for a lot of people to be converting Flash stuff for people. So I wonder what, and this is an adobe.com, so this must be something to do with Adobe. Anyways, all right, well, we're always looking for, always keep our eye open for things that we can potentially use in business or for making money. So if you can afford Adobe software, yes. But if you know of, if this is something that's in your wheelhouse, change is good. There's going to be a lot of people out there. You start offering to convert Flash ads to HTML5 or games or something like that. That's something else. All right. Yeah, and Adobe software. Now, a lot of Adobe software, I think, has gone to SaaS, has it? Or am I just thinking... Is Adobe PaintShop Pro is Adobe, is it not? I think it's gone to SaaS. Bjorn says lots of free tools. Look at that. Bjorn's picture's showing up. He's not Breadsy anymore. Wow. All right. You know what? Just for fun, let's give Bjorn another wrench. I think Bjorn may be one of the few people on the channel that has 2 wrenches now. One is Breadsy and one is Bjorn. So, yeah, you're welcome. Do 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 do. Yes, Bob and Real View. Now we can easily it cached auto for you. Anyways, yeah, now we can see Bjorn's face there. But we know he has Breadsy. Either way, whatever. Okay, so let's just check out this search one more time. What to expect when converting Flash to HTML5. Of course, Adobe, they're the ones killing it. Adobe Flash. Oh, there you go. 15 best Adobe Flash to HTML5 conversion tools. You know, for me in my business, this would be something I learned if I had a client that wanted it. I have a couple of clients that are pushing the envelope, and I like to push the envelope with them or surf the envelope. They say, "Oh, we'd like to do this." That's how I got into doing Moodle and learning to do courses and bridging it with Joomla and Joomla, because I had a client who wanted to use Moodle for courses, and so I learned it even though I didn't want to. Just because who wants to? Yes, Bjorn, you're very cute. Change your picture there. Did you change your name of your account, or did you actually just change different accounts? Anyways, so, you know, if I had a client that came to me or someone contacted me and said, "Oh, I've got a whole bunch of Flash that needs converted. Do you do that?" I'd say, let me look into it and see how much work they have to do, and learn it, because it's a good opportunity. Although, again, we've talked about it business-wise too. You don't want to get too widespread, and you might take so much time learning to do something new if you're losing out on stuff you already know how to do. Maybe it's costing you money. But having said that, you know, the internet is here. We're on it. Just look around for something that fits your wheelhouse and give it a try. Remember what I said a couple of weeks ago? Just try to make some money. Maybe it's try. Oh, we're talking about try to build a website for money for someone. Maybe it's doing something like this that will work. Maybe you've already know how to do this stuff, and it's like, hey, give it a whirl. Oh yeah, GIMP. GIMP drives me crazy. I've not been able to figure out GIMP simply because it's a couple of windows, and it just doesn't. Put that up there, but it's not just one window. Oh, I wish I was good at GIMP because it looks powerful. But GIMP is not easy. I got a friend that uses GIMP, and I just like, oh my goodness, GIMP. So, all right, major. Okay. Reasons for using authoring tools for converting Flash-based learning courses to HTML5. E-courses become compatible with different devices and browsers. Yeah. Courses can be translated easily into different languages. Cool. Articulate storyline. All right, so here's the tools. Under my best in the industry when it comes to carrying out Flash to HTML5 conversion quite effortlessly and efficiently. If that's the best, Let's look at that. Pricing. Whoa, my goodness, did you see it flash by there? $1,299 annually. Wow. You kind of knew that was coming since it's obviously the best, preeminent. Adobe Captivate, all right. Just while we're hanging out here, let's see what pricing is here. Buying guide. Full license. Oh, look at that. Visiting Adobe.com. Let's continue to Canada. Let's see what. Buy now. Adobe. Yeah, so here, all apps. $39.99 US a month. Isn't that interesting? They sent me to a Canadian page, and now they're quoting it in American. By the way, I'm getting an American credit card, I think, for my business. So I stopped losing money on credit card translation between my Canadian card. But okay, so all 20 creative desktop and mobile apps, including Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, Premiere Pro, Acrobat, and everything. So if you're an Adobe person, what's there? They have a video. They do video, right? Lightroom's. Oh, we got Lightroom plan with a terabyte for pictures. Illustrator, Acrobat, Adobe, Premiere Pro, After Effects, Animate. Dreamweaver's still around. How about that? In copy. User effects. I would just like to have a program that you can you get a video with a flag on it, you can put a logo on it, and I don't know what it's called, but so you guys are talking about GIMP there, that you can there's a setting in GIMP to do things, converting Flash. Let's check this out here. All apps. You pay monthly. Pay for a year, it's $39 a month. Monthly plan's $80 a month. Annual plan prepaid is $479. Oh, if you go on the annual plan but you pay it off, $479.88. 479.88 divided by 12 brings the price down to $39.99. That's the same. Oh, but you could just pay the whole thing instead of paying it off monthly. Creative Cloud, all apps. If you're making the money, if those are the tools you're using, I don't see that as a bad price. I remember years ago the first time that I saw software as a service coming out, and it's like, you're going to pay how much each month for Office? That makes no sense. I want to have the CD right here. I don't want to pay money every month. And now I love it. Because one, I don't have to, it's easier to break it down as a monthly cost. But also you're always getting the latest stuff. And I will say that if you like using Illustrator, sort of Lightroom, you got a terabyte for putting stuff on there. Share photo, edit, organize, store, and share photos. So yeah. Oh, you can. Oh, okay. Oh, so you're saying you can do one window in GIMP in settings? Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about you could use GIMP to convert Flash. Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see what, I don't know. Still, GIMP drives me nuts. I'm not really great with photo editors or with graphics editors. It takes me a long time to do just little things. All right. Well, let's see here. Lectora. Okay, so iSpring conversion tools. That's great for LMS. I've known people. I know my Firewise client was converting courses and tests. No, courses, presentations, using iSpring Converter. I don't know if my other friend doing courses does that, but all right. Well, there's a bunch of stuff here. All right. Well, I think, man, covered a lot of ground there, and I got a lot of great ideas and information here for other live streams and things to do. But I think at that point, that's all I've got for today. It's 12:28, and I have a Chamber of Commerce meeting, I think, a Zoom meeting in half an hour, so it's going to let me grab some lunch. Anyways, everybody, thanks for tuning in today. I hope this was interesting or helpful, or it was helpful for me. I saw some cool things to try and look at and sort out, and notes that'll come up later on. So, where are we here? Oh, there we go. I'm missing my little window here for closing live stream. All right, so everybody, until the next time, I don't know, I may go live later on, do the update Joomla to 3.9.20. And we will we'll see if I do that or not. I want to do it, and I will do it, just who knows when. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for tuning in today. It's been a pleasure to spend this time with you. Don't forget to give the video a quick like before you leave, if that'll help other people to find it. But until the next time, enjoy your Joomla sites, and God bless.